Hey guys, it's Ryan. As you can see behind me, things look a little bit different on the job site right now. We've hit a big point. We've got trusses on post flying in the air. Stick around, I'm gonna show you a little bit of how we got that done. Welcome to our crazy. So as you can see, big milestone here. We got trusses in the air. They are sitting on the columns, notched out on all of them. We were a little bit nervous, a little bit scary about getting this part done. We had to lift them up with a tractor. They're all 40 foot long, 15 foot high, weigh anywhere from 500 to 800 pounds when you got two of them tied together, but they're up there. So I want to talk a little bit about that process. I'll have pictures and videos coming up so you can see everything I'm talking about. Trusses they came off of a roll-off truck, and they were all just in a stack laying on the ground. They all came one ply. Trusses have to be two ply. So one thing we had to do was we had to line them all up in the order and pairs that they're supposed to according to the plans, nail them all together, and then go ahead and lay out all of our brackets. So we've got 2x6 purlins pretty much everywhere. There's a couple spots where there's some 2x8s, but we were able to lay out a bunch of brackets on the ground, and then we would have to pick them up and stage them to get them ready to then go on the building. Of course, they weren't in the pile the way we needed, so we had to move them around the yard, leaning against the building, up the hill a little ways. And as you can see here, this is the crazy contraption we used to pick these trusses up. It was a friend of my father's, and he built this boom many years ago. We were able to attach it to the bucket of the tractor. We did it as slow and as safe as we could. Thankfully, no mistakes, no accidents, nobody got hurt. We used the same boom on my brother's house, which you can see behind me, to raise his trusses. We used it here to raise all of our trusses. We had some good friends, my father-in-law, my brother-in-law, my dad, my brother, a friend of my dad's. Everybody came out. We made it a whole day. Props to Allie. She was out here cooking. She smoked some food. We had food and drinks and everything we needed to work for the whole day. So in 2 days, we got all of these trusses hung. It was an amazing feat, and I'm super thankful for everybody that came out and helped us do it. So you had to get them all nailed together, 2-ply, get all the brackets on, get them staged, and then it was time to hang them. So we've got some video from that day. We've got some pictures where I was very carefully and as slowly as possible operating the tractor so that we could work it up with the boom. Being in the bucket like that, you didn't have complete control as far as up and down, so we would have to roll the bucket in and out as we were going up and down. But eventually we were able to get every single truss in its position the way it's supposed to be. So each truss is sitting on a column here on both sides of the building. Those were notched out to spec according to the plans. So for me, my eave height is 10'6". So we measured up from the bottom of the splash plank, 10'6". Then we measured down the height of the heel of the truss. The heel of my trusses are all 13 3/8 of an inch. So we measured down. That was where we cut our notches. All the notches were set. You pretty much just had to drop the truss in. They're all screwed in with big timber screws. We added some nails as well. And then, since we already had hangers for the purlins, we were able to then start dropping purlins in so that we were able to tie everything together. Once we got the first two up and braced and we felt pretty square and even, we started working in a couple of crews. So my father-in-law and my brother-in-law were right behind us in a bay, and they were just throwing purlins up. It was awesome. By the time we could get the next truss in and get it sitting on a column, they pretty much had the last bay done with purlins. We'd get the truss up, we'd put a couple ridge purlins in, a couple purlins down on the bottom, we'd move on to the next truss. My father-in-law and brother-in-law would finish up that bay with purlins, and on and on and on. We did that for a couple of days, and we got everything knocked out. So the building looks awesome. It has been staying together through some windstorms that have come here recently. I'm super proud of it. Everything is looking awesome. Next step is to finish framing out these porches. Then we finish some fly rafters, some eave strut. We've got some beveled table saw cuts to make. And then we are looking at framing up the walls underneath the porches, framing out those doors and windows and putting tin on. Once we get tin on the walls under the porches, we put tin on the roof. And then we're really off to the races. So here's some shots of us getting everything done. I'm super excited everybody's here following. We're gonna try to keep on giving you guys some more content. I'm glad you're here hanging out with us. As always, like, share, subscribe. We want you to be a part of this. Join the journey. Welcome to our crazy.